We who belong to First Christian Church love our building, and we especially love our sanctuary and find it a very pleasant place to worship and a good place to be able to hear God speak to our lives. But as you look around it, you'll see that it had to have taken a whole lot of hands to build it. Before this building, there was an entirely different kind of building, and it had beautiful pipe organ and beautiful windows and a beautiful style of a very different kind. But something happened in 1959, and that was that a fire took place, and many hands came that night of the fire with hoses and fire trucks and people trying to take things out of the old building so that they might be salvaged, and a few of them were. And so it became then the purpose of our congregation to build a new sanctuary because the other one was completely destroyed. And where there had been a beautiful pipe organ, in the spot behind me now we have this beautiful stained glass window that is over 38 feet tall. And so we're very pleased to have what we have. And we're very grateful for all the hands that have helped to build this building. The architect for it was a man by the name of Keeble, and if you look at this building, you can imagine the architectural detail that it would require for him to literally make every arch and every brick and count everything out and do it in the old days as they did back in 1960 with pencil and T-square and rulers. And our walls are very tall, and you can see in the photograph that some of the men are up there putting the finishing touches on the peak of our sanctuary building. There are many interesting points of our building. One is the tower that's outside, and it's over 114 feet tall, and the picture that you'll see is one man standing on top of the tower as the steeple is being raised, and how important his hands were when the steeple was being raised by a crane to be ready so that he could mount that steeple on the tower. And as you look around, you can see all of the beautiful stained glass and faceted glass windows we have. Our sanctuary is one of the proudest parts that we have. It was designed by the hands and mind and spirit and heart of a lady by the name of Marguerite Gaudin. And she designed every little piece of that window and put the symbolism in there. So you can see, for example, the Lord's Supper, or you can see the manger, you could see the communion cup, and you can even, if you know right where to look, you can see a beautiful green phoenix, which is a symbol of life after a fire. And so she put that in as a symbol of that the congregation came back to life in spite of the fire and after the fire. The window behind me is a faceted window. It's not stained glass. There's a difference. Faceted windows are chunks of glass that are hit with literally a hammer to shape them in a certain way so that they will reflect light in a powerful way. And you see the man who was part of hammering that glass in our faceted window. The windows on the side of our building up high are the I Am windows. They are teaching windows in which each of them is a window that depicts a scene from one of Jesus' teachings. For example, this one over here is I am the bread of life. And the next one is I am come to fulfill the prophets. And the third one is I am the good shepherd. And so all of these were the work of hands that came together and contributed to this beautiful building that we have. And it took a lot of hands, and the hands had different gifts and styles. Some hands in our congregation are good for playing the organ, while other hands are good for preparing communion. All hands do different things. No one who plays the piano could probably put the steeple in place. And the one who designed the windows couldn't build these brick walls. But all of them wanted to do something good for God, to build something great for God. And that's what they did. What are your hands good for? Is there something beautiful that you can build for God?